Hey, what's up? Brian K here from Refer, and today I've got an interesting tip for job seekers looking to improve their chances of getting their next job. Now, specifically, I'm going to talk about how to create a stepping stone from where you're at today to where you want to go. And this is super important. A lot of times we've been told or we believe that going to college or going and taking a course and getting a certificate or even getting a license in something will automatically lead us to get our first job that is full-time, long-term, etc. And maybe that's how it used to be, and that is how it is for certain professions. But for most of us, that expectation that college or a course or a boot camp or something like that will immediately translate into a full-time job doing that is actually holding us back. It's actually harmful. I would suggest you instead think about this as my preferable outcome. I would prefer, but I need to act like it's not going to happen. And so if I'm acting in that way, I look at what I've been learning or that I'm interested in and where I want to go, and I look for a stepping stone, something that gives me a leap into it, something where I get to see this job done, where I get up close and have proximity to the job being done, where I'm around people doing it, and hopefully where I'm able to do it, but maybe it won't be full-time and maybe it won't be long-term. And there's a lot of different options for this. Staffing is a great option for this. Internships, if they're available, are a great option for this. Working for nonprofits are a great option for this. Or volunteering your time for somebody in your neighborhood who owns a business. But because it's political season, I just happened to be reading this article on Inc. magazine, and they were talking about you should learn something from Vice President Harris's job ads. And it suddenly hit my brain. Wait a second. Political campaigns hire people. Now, this really is one of those things that I think most people don't realize. So the stat last week said that Vice President Harris raised $200 million in donations for her campaign in the first week. And clearly the news reports on all the different fundraising, and you hear them say they have like a war chest to use to get elected. What we don't normally do is stop and ask ourselves, well, what do they use that money for? That money's not going in their pocket. They're using it for an intended goal, hopefully to get elected into an office. And so you ask yourself, what do they use it for? And it's easy to say radio ads and TV ads and banners and posters and signs and signs that go wherever and all this kind of swag and putting on events and paying for hotel rooms and travel as they're traveling around the country. But what most people don't stop and say is, wait a second, do they have employees? You see, a organization that has the intended mission of getting somebody elected isn't just volunteer based. While they rely on a lot of volunteers, generally speaking, they still build an organization. And the bigger the office that they're running for, the more powerful, the more important it is, the more they will invest in the outcome, and therefore the more they will invest in paid employees. And so if I actually jump over here, Harris campaign has a applicant tracking system with their list of jobs. And I bet if I go over to Indeed, I would probably find these jobs listed in Indeed. But they're very unique jobs. Number one, they're going to be short term, right? I'm going to assume that this whole campaign thing is going to be over in 3 months, so I can go back to normal Facebook feed, right? And so, but at least for the next 3, maybe 4 months, these are short-term jobs. But if you actually scroll down through the titles of these jobs, if you are pro-Trump or if you are for RFK Jr., whatever it is, remove the trigger of Harris for president on this page and just stop for a minute and ask yourself, oh my gosh, a lot of these jobs sound like jobs I might want to have long-term. Media asset manager, senior video producer, video lead, IT security jobs, instant response jobs, legal jobs. All of these jobs sound like normal jobs. This one right here, digital organizing manager. These are normal jobs that are just happen to be the goal, the mission that you're accomplishing is in assisting somebody to get elected. But they're still normal jobs. What that means is that while you may look at and say, well, that's not a preferable outcome for me to get a 3-month job where I'm learning this, but that may be the exact stepping stone you need to where you want to go. And hey, this is a great place to start. Now, if you can't get one of these jobs, you could think about it the same way and say, well, I bet I could find somebody. I bet I can get qualified for one of these jobs by finding somebody running for a lower office, maybe a congressman, maybe a governor, maybe somebody running for a local, kind of state representative job. All of these campaigns have jobs that need done. And those jobs of marketing a campaign is very similar to my job of marketing jobs. And so when you think about that, this is a very interesting time of year for you to be able to have an opportunity to go get a job that might be a stepping stone job, that might get you access to people. Because trust me, the individuals doing these IT and marketing jobs, when the campaign is over, will end up going back to work at normal companies. And when they're there, that network you built by working there with them will give you the potential to get referred into a more full-time role. So I know this might be controversial. I know it might be outside of what I normally provide, but I just happened to be scrolling this and went, hey, this is something that I believe the average person, the average job seeker doesn't realize. That campaign season, election season, creates a lot of short-term jobs that are great stepping stones to help you get a leg up to where you want to go next. So don't shoot the messenger, just here to give you some helpful advice, but go check it out. Go and Google, search for political jobs, campaign jobs, anything like that on Indeed. You should be able to find jobs similar to this out there, or use Harris for President's site. Go look at the titles she's giving those jobs, and then use that title to go search Indeed for a similar job. And I bet you're going to find a whole bunch of jobs that you never actually thought were out there. Again, hope you have a great day, and we'll catch you in your emails.